You started as an entrepreneur in many respects. Now you're a very active angel in the community, helping to really create a vibrant entrepreneurial ecosystem here in Atlantic Canada. Can you speak to us about your work with East Valley Ventures and how that fits within the ecosystem?
Well, East Valley Ventures is an angel network and probably one of the smaller ones in Canada. We have in the range of 45 individuals who claim to be members. Now, we don't charge a membership fee, so we don't really know who's member
Right.
consistently. We know they invested maybe a year ago, but we don't know if they will continue to invest. But generally, we can talk to them enough to know. So it's a very loose network, but it's effective in that we usually find enough money at the end of the day to contribute over 100,000 per occasion.
Right.
And I guess I started on the basis of doing it personally with a colleague who was involved with another investment where we had two home runs. Nothing like a home run to
Right.
give you confidence. Probably too much, quite frankly. So it became a branch activity or I guess I'm not going to call it a hobby because it's real work, but um, it became a sideline for our core business. And we've continued it for the last 16, 17 years.
Right. Now you have a history with a small invention called voicemail. Is that correct?
Oh, right. Well, yeah, I do.
Okay. Can you tell me a little bit more about that?
Well, a lot of your listeners or viewers, I guess, will probably not know what voicemail is, but it's still used in many, many industries today. The same technology, auto attendants used. So dial one, dial two, dial
Right.
three, or touch in the
Right.
case of touch tone. So that technology came out in the mid 90s and was very useful productivity tool for many organizations to essentially eliminate a answering position,
Right.
including the answering position for an executive's phone. So it got overused and badly used. However, it did make a lot of money for some of the technology companies, and it also produced a opportunity for the local telecom company or telecommunications company to to provide additional revenues or to get additional revenues. So, yeah, we had some fun with that.
You've been a NACO board member for a little bit of time now. I have the privilege of working with you in my capacity as CEO of NACO. Can you speak to what your experience has been with NACO in Atlantic Canada up to this point, and then maybe perhaps where we can take it to really help the ecosystem evolve in a big way?
Well, let's look at a little bit at NACO first before we get into the regional question. NACO is trying to knit together the regions of Canada, or the provinces, you might say, even the cities, to build a stronger case for knowledge and best practices and that sort of thing. So I see NACO as mainly an educational process
Right.
for anyone who wants that education. But delivering that is tough nationally. You can see how the federal government has trouble delivering services nationally. And so with regional differences, some of them are positive and some of them are negative. And the big issue is control. So regions and provinces and cities want control of the agenda, even if they're not contributing a lot necessarily. Control is important to them.
Right.
So you get Atlantic Canada, which is, by the way, I know you know this, but it is not a province. It's an aggregation of four provinces. It has no legal authority to do anything,
Right.
no legislative capacity. It's just a region. But it's treated like a province. And it's treated like, oh, all of us down east want the same thing and
Right.
all that sort of stuff. So NACO has to bridge some of that. And Atlantic Canada is particularly difficult because of the size of the cities. They're small. The provinces are small.
Right.
Well, Newfoundland and Labrador is not too bad, but
Yeah.
the rest are pretty small.
Yeah.
So small population, small provinces, and big ambition. And you've got the responsibility there of trying to bridge into that. It might be easier than doing it in Quebec, though, because in Quebec you have other issues
Right.
that are equally sensitive, whether it happens to be immigration type issues, whether it happens to be French English issues. Well, we have some of that too,
Right.
but not maybe to the same extent. So we need an organization like NACO to knit us together to increase our knowledge of best practices across the nation, get the best out of the country. That's a difficult task. I wish you well.